Drowsy. Drowsy is one of them damn Pokemon who look quite goofy at first. The dude look honestly kind of crazy, for real. But this psychic type Pokemon right here, this guy right here, honestly ain't nothing to mess with, man. This dude is inspired from Baku, this ancient mythical Japanese folklore. And this dude right here, even in the folklore as well as the Pokemon, they both eat dreams, bro. Now, while a few other Pokemon on this list, they may kind of jump out of the shadows on you, or they may, actually be only able to get you while you're physically present or you're aware of your surroundings. Drowsy sits in the background, waits for all your defenses to slip down, and then he catches you, watches you until the moment you fall asleep, and then he stalks people in their dreams by using his signature move, Hypnotize. Drowsy feeds on anything that's happening in their head, whether it be fear, anger, any type of emotional trauma that the person is experiencing. Drowsy is there to devour all dreams. It gets worse. Some Pokedex entries say that Drowsy remember every dreams it eats. So if you may have one Drowsy coming back for one night, he may be back for more because you may have had some of the sweetest dreams, maybe with sugar on top, for this Drowsy to enjoy all of its feast. But knowing that it kept the memory, your private fears, the craziest dreams you had, some of the weirdest nightmares, Drowsy has all of them stored away inside of his memory bank. Phantom, the spirit in the woods. Now, this guy right here looks very innocent at first. I mean, hell, look at those adorable eyes. Well, as you'll see in some of these pictures, not the red glowing eyes, but he's quite adorable for some of the fear that he induces. Phantom looks innocent until you realize his actual deep dark origin. This ghost grass type isn't just a forest spirit. This guy is the spirit of a child who's got caught or been lost, wandering, walking aimlessly and hopelessly inside of the woods. The child then died, and its soul became trapped inside of the woods, possessed by the stump of a tree, becoming a Pokemon that we see, known as Phantom. That changes everything. You're not just looking at something cute, something adorable, or even if you don't find it necessarily cute by chance, the reality is you're looking at something much darker, something that was once human. Pokemon and human references are spread all the way across this Pokédex, making it one of the creepiest entries on this list. Phantup is also very known for mimicking human voices. So if it cries out like a child that you once known or a kid that you've lost, it may mimic its voice in order to draw you deeper and deeper inside of the woods, perhaps to become lost or to become a spirit yourself. Gengar. Gengar, the shadow that watches, the shadow that also raises his eyebrow if he got his eyes on you. But this dark being right here, or this Pokemon, is known for following people and waiting until the exact moment to strike. Gengar can be quite deceptive with his charming personality and that huge smile that he got on his goofy ass purple face. Some entries warn that if you suddenly feel a chill, it's because Gengar is close, possibly right around the corner, or even behind you. Unlike other ghost Pokemon, Gengar doesn't just haunt places, he can also go in the physical world, outside of homes, outside of the spirit realm that he's trapped in. There's also a theory that Gengar, even more disturbing, may be a shadow of Clefable or a Jigglypuff. These theories run rampant, but once you deep dive into his lore, everything becomes quite clear. At its core, Gengar is nothing but a predator, a shadowy predator. But the Pokédex describes something very chilling. It studies you, decides when to move, and at that exact moment, Gengar pounces, strikes, and no one can see it or notice until it's too late, or Gengar has his eyes on you. One of the creepiest species things about Gengar is that it can merge with your shadow, kind of coming from that scenario in which it's the shadow of the Pokemon Clefable. If you look at their resemblances, they're both uncanny. Noticing that these things can stretch a little far, and he's also able to manipulate his shadow into reaching and stretching from corner to corner, no matter Yamask. Yamask the faceless, or the face that you will never forget, or the face that you will never have. Maybe one of the most psychologically, or just looking at him, you can tell something is very off. Something happened, tragic, perhaps connected to humans, or just personal within the Pokemon itself. The mask that it carries on the bottom of it, well, as you can guess by the nature of this list itself, once belonged to a spirit of a human that died eons ago. Now let that sink in for just one quick moment. This damn creepy ass Pokemon, this creepy ghost type Pokemon, floats around with the mask, quote unquote mask, we all know it's a face, of a human that it once used to be near. Like, this damn thing is the creepiest thing ever. Sometimes it just stares at it. You will catch a young mask in a wild, and sometimes you will just see it looking at the mask that it's carrying. Perhaps crying, weeping, or perhaps joy that it's found the mask once belonging to someone, just doing the nature of the job of the Pokemon itself. That alone is enough to make it unsettling. But the deeper you go, well, the darker things often turn to good. So Yamask looks at his mask, reminiscing, connecting all the memories, and is able to draw from these memories. Some entries also got that it can have certain memories of the mask wielder or the face carrier that it once possessed. Sharing these memories is often why people find it sometimes weeping, sometimes appearing to laugh, or prowling around in joy. Then there's the evolution of this goddamn forsaken thing. The coffin Pokemon. This goddamn thing is insane by itself, trapping humans inside, transforming them into once were them old selves, being the mask that it once got from Yamask. Drifloon, the balloon that wanders, falls upon you, and the balloon that takes you away. This Pokemon, quite like many others in this list, may seem innocent at first, appear even quite friendly, but its background, straight up something crazy like out of horror film. This thing has multiple entries. I've read a few cards as well, and every background and every story, every piece of lore you could find on this Pokemon has something to do with the balloon Pokemon itself, attracting children, getting children to tangle onto it, and flying the children away. Yes, we're talking about children. It floats around quietly, quickly, letting the wind take it from place to place, often near towns, open fields, waiting for kids to grab onto its string. To a child, probably like a free balloon, kind of like free candy, anything else that your childish delights may fester in, until something happens. There's no more fun. You realize something harmless has got a grasp of you. But the moment they take hold, Drifloon never lets go. It lifts them up and carries them far, far away to a place we will never discover. Some entries say Drifloon isn't strong enough to fully lift heavier children. So instead, they then drag these children, yet to this unseen location. And where does it take them? No one ever fully explains this. There's also a darker side to all of this shit too. This means that for every Drifloon you see, could possibly be a collection of children that it's stolen. It just doesn't take. It studies their behavior first, seeing that the child is friendly. Mimikyu, the thing underneath the costume, the hollowed and ghost type Pikachu, and the fairy and ghost type that walks. Mimikyu may look mixed up, and that's because honestly it is something twisted. This crude Pokemon, designed to first it look like Pikachu, and looks like a very almost sad or something's not quite right here. I can't put my. But according to these Pokédex entries, it never gets scared. No one ever gets hurt. The damn thing inside of it actually dies, and no one actually knows what it looks like underneath the clothing. There are hence the shadows that stretch underneath the costume, the mask, and it's also known to carry the skin of deceased Pokemon to wear as a costume to disguise its horrible, disfigured face. That means the costume isn't just for attention. It's a barrier between what we can see in this realm and Mimikyu itself, protecting others from what otherwise may lay curses on them. Mimikyu is also known to be kind in a way in which it doesn't reveal its face to make its horrible disfigurement curse the user upon laying eyes on it. It wanted the same attention. It still thinks that it's alive. That same companionship. It first appeared in the episode where Ash was having one of the best times ever with Pikachu, with Mimikyu noticing from behind. Mimikyu, jealous, wanted to copy Pikachu, hence the disfigured, twisted, sick, and demented costume we see now. It will violently attack anyone who tries to peek underneath its disguise, which is very rare for a Pokemon to act so hostile. And then there's its behavior at night. It tends to lurk in the dark, abandoned places, searching for its old self. Bayonet, the curse, the revenge, the haunted. According to some Pokemon entries, Bayonet is a toy that was thrown away and came back to life. This spirit then became vengeful, feeding off the emotions of everything, and especially the emotions knowing that it was discarded, causing this grudge and life form to spawn. Bayonet comes from Shuppet, a Pokemon feeds on negative emotions like envy and resentment. But then that energy eventually builds up, much like in our human world, and then becomes pure grudge and hate filled envy. It was never revived, it was never reborn, it just simply came back with a soul from the depths of hell, angry and ready to take any type of revenge and spare any of any pity that they desire. Its entire existence revolves around a single moment of rejection, kind of like when they didn't let you sit at the table in middle school. Its design reflects that anger is disturbing in plenty of ways. The zipper across its mouth lets it know that all the rage that it's been holding, that it's been keeping it all inside of itself. Its eyes glow in the dark and always locked onto something, never rotating. But once it does rotate, it sets its eyes on its target and it never leaves its sight. It's often described as a sick Pokemon stitched up and sticking pins into its own body, resembling that of a doodle doll to express its revengeful and chaotic nature.